It's about that time of year again. It's starting to get cold. At least it's supposed to be getting cold. It's like 83 here yesterday. But I'm kind of going through my tote, kind of switching out some of my early season gear, going into my uh, rut hunting stuff. You want to say mid-season gear. And I thought this would be a perfect time to go over some of my clothing that I use when it gets a little colder, a little later in the season. And also, ASIO has a rut sale going on right now. So I wanted to kind of show you guys what I use from ASIO when it comes to kind of their warmer gear. And then I'll throw up right here details about that sale. That way you guys can go over and save you some cash if you need some hunting gear. ASIO is a good option. So I kind of got everything laid out here. First thing that I kind of always put on during the mid-season here is ASIO's base layers. These are their heavyweight ones. I like the heavyweight base layers. I have the lightweight base layers, and they rarely get worn. It's essentially always going to be these heavier weight base layers. These are I'm trying to describe how heavy they are. There's probably some details you can look at. They're a merino wool blend. They got some polyester and nylon in them as well, so they're like a blend. Very, very comfortable. You know, sometimes with merino wool you'll have that stickiness to them, or kind of that pokiness, and this doesn't seem to have that. I like these base layers a lot. So this will be, I got the top and the bottom for this. The bottoms are almost always on. Sometimes I don't wear the top. It just depends on how cold it's going to be. Then I still wear the midweight pants most of the time. You know, here in Southern Indiana, we don't get extremely cold. So as long as it's not going to be below 40, I'm going to have the midweight pants on. These are just really good all-around pants. I mean, you can wear these early season, layer them with the base layer, any type of base layer you want, and then you're good until, you know, it gets down there in the 30s and 20s. And obviously, I like to bump up into some heavier gear. So most of the time, I'm going to have these on still. Maybe in the mornings I'll wear some other pants. This is just another pair of those exact same pants. I have backups just in case. And then from there, I hop right into some bibs. When it gets cold in the mornings, if it's, you know, the highs are probably around, you know, 40, I will start wearing the Sherpa line bibs. And if you had to get like one piece of warm weather or cold weather gear from ASIO, these are probably the ones I would recommend getting. They have the extremely nice Sherpa lining inside of them here. They're windproof, which makes them really warm, and I think they have water repellent on them as well. Very thought out piece of gear here. You have like a full hip zip on the sides. You got, you know, your buckle covers here, that go over top of your buckle, so you're not like banging them on a tree stand or one of your sticks or whatever the case may be. So that will go into my tote now. These I haven't been carrying around with me because it hasn't been cold enough. Still has not been cold enough to wear them. I don't think it's going to be in the next couple weeks. So that's about all I do with the bottoms. I'll either be wearing the midweight pants or the Sherpa line bibs. If bibs aren't your thing, they do make those Sherpa line pants or Sherpa line bibs in a pan as well. Okay, so 90% of the time when I'm walking in, I'm just going to be wearing my t-shirt. Today is a good example of a fall day in Indiana, Southern Indiana at least. You know, it's going to drop down to that, you know, 50 degrees in the evening, but right now it's like 70 outside. So a lot of times I'll walk in just with my t-shirt, whatever t-shirt I have on. You know, this one, I may not wear this one, but I'll have some kind of a solid color t-shirt. Oh yes, also I wear, these pants come in solids as well, and I really like them. They're hunter friendly solids. You know, like these are some Patagonia work pants that I'll wear hunting sometimes. I really like wearing solids. This is my hands down my favorite piece of gear from ASIO. So what I would do, like tonight, I would wear t-shirt in. When I get to, I'll have this strapped on my pack or something, and when I get to the stand, I'll throw this hoodie on and go and climb up in the stand. This is the Midweight hoodie. It's an extremely versatile piece of clothing here. It's a grid fleece hoodie, so it's dead silent. Super warm for the weight of it, and it also has the built-in face mask and hood on it. So piece of gear I'll be wearing, I've worn this more than any other piece of gear other than probably the pants. And it's warm. It has a kangaroo pocket in the front. Whenever, you know, like these evenings, sometimes your hands get just a little bit cold, and you just stick them in there and warm them up because I don't like to wear gloves very often. Okay, and then from there, you know, I may end up bringing myself this vest in here. This is their core warmth vest, as I believe is what this is called. It's again made out of that grid fleece material. Just a good solid like soft shell vest. I wear this an awful lot. So this will be my next piece when it starts to get a little colder. I'll probably bring this to the stand when I don't want a lot of bulk, or I don't need my arms to be any warmer. This would be the next piece of gear I would have. Okay, then moving up, I think there's quite a few jacket options from ASIO now, which is really nice. The one that I would probably be the first one I'd recommend, and the only reason that I would recommend it is because I haven't worn the other two yet. This is the Sherpa line jacket. This is the old one. The new ones have the bow hunter collar on it, which means, like, for example, this one, when it's zipped up, the collar is kind of right in front of your chin, whereas the bow hunter collar, it tapers down to a V so that you don't have a bunch of bulk, you know, in front of your string and your anchor point and all that. So this is just a super nice jacket. You got the Sherpa lining inside of it. You got the windproof outer layer. I think the new one is in the grid fleece as well. This is, like I said, is the original one. There's nothing wrong with this one at all, but the new one does have some features that make it a little bit better jacket. This thing, man, it has to get pretty cold for me to not wear this jacket or have to go up into the heavyweight the jacket. And that's why I don't even have it in the tote here. In Indiana, it's going to be, I mean, it's going to have to be rare for me to put on that really heavyweight stuff. So there's this jacket. That's going to be my next step up. They also have come out with a heavyweight hoodie, which again is a soft shell jacket. It doesn't have the Sherpa lining in it, but it does have like a fleece material inside of it. It is a step up from the Midweight hoodie. It has a full zip on it. Has pockets on the side. It is their grid fleece material on the outside, so it's super quiet. Built-in face mask on this thing as well, and then obviously a really nice hood. So this is probably going to replace the Sherpa jacket for me on several occasions whenever I don't want that extra heat inside my body. And then on top of that, they also have a quiet puffy. This is a Primaloft puffy. It's not down, it's Primaloft. There's advantages to down, there's advantages to Primaloft or synthetic insulation. The ASIO chose to go with the synthetic material, the Primaloft. Some benefits of the Primaloft: if it gets wet, you know, it still has some insulating factor. It's also just for, I guess, for the price of things. Oftentimes down is extremely expensive, so you got a down or a Primaloft, whatever you call it, puffy. This is really nice for the weight. This is probably going to be my warmest piece of gear. The only thing that, you know, I'm worried about with it is, you know, you wouldn't want to drag this through briars or anything. It's a down, or it's a puffy jacket. But this might be something that I haven't decided how this is going to fit into my arsenal yet. But this is I mean, this thing gets super small and it's way lighter than those other pieces of gear. So it may be one of those things, like if I'm oftentimes hunting in the hills here in Indiana, I could have a mile or mile and a half walk back to where I need to go up and down some ridges. And this may be something that I need to be warm. It's going to be cold when I get in there. You know, I wear a t-shirt going in, and this goes in my pack because it is lighter and smaller. So that's something I may use this for. It's also a good layering garment if you guys are in cold weather, which I'm not. You know, I'm going to Iowa here in a couple weeks. This is definitely going to be in my tote there, just in case I need some extra warmth. I can maybe even put this underneath my soft shell here, and then I would be in pretty good shape for essentially any weather. And that's it. And then, you know, you guys got your typical beanies. ASIO has beanies. Nothing special about that. There's a Sherpa beanie, and you know, glove wise, I do always carry in my it's in my tote there. It's a muff, a hand muff, and that's really nice too. ASIO's is a really good quality. I like it. It's maybe my favorite so far. It has a Sherpa lining inside of it. It's waterproof, and I recommend that if your hands get cold. All right, guys, go over to ASIO's website and check all this stuff all out. I think in November is when the sale ends. So it's a good time to buy you some gear if you need it right now. If you don't need it, well, maybe next year. See you guys.